What's up, my loves? It's your girl Diamond. I'm back with my all new review of Love and Hip Hop in Atlanta. Okay, so it's still the build up till the wedding of Kendra and Jock. We're still at her bridal shower. She's having a good time. She's happy. Sierra is talking to Rennie, telling her, I don't know if I should tell her. I don't know because first of all, I don't know Mita. I don't know if Mita is telling the truth. You know, bitches lie every day. So I'm not gonna say nothing. I am not about to break up a happy home. Well, I understand Sierra's position, okay, because she and Kendra are developing a friendship. I don't know her like that. She don't know me like that, but she did feel confident into inviting me as a bridesmaid. And I don't know if this Mita chick is telling the truth. Sometimes females exaggerate on when they were with somebody. So I ain't gonna say nothing. So then Kendra and Yanni have a conversation about where is Jock. Jock is in Chicago. He will be in Chicago all the way up until the wedding. And she wanted to know if he need any help getting back here. Okay, I don't want to hear about no cancellation of flights. Flights are booked. I want you to be here for the wedding, okay? And the fact that he booked gigs all the way up until the wedding is very irresponsible. So Sierra asks Yandy how is her mother doing. She says she's doing fine by the grace of God that she's here, and apparently since her car crash was near fatal, nobody should have survived that, but her mother did. God had an angel put on her mother, so she's super happy that she made it out. Sierra also let them know what's going on with her. Right now, she thinking she shouldn't be drinking. They thought she was pregnant. No, her mother had a colon infection, and her mother dropped 60 pounds. But her mother will not heal from the colon infection unless she stops drinking. And Kendra and Yandy both have had fathers who were alcoholics and ended up going into AA and turn their life around because drinking is an addiction. It's a terrible disease, so right? So right now, her and her sisters are not in a good place based off what happened last season. And they just want to come together to do what's best for their mother because sometimes her mother will sleep in her bed and her mother will be afraid to go to sleep because she fears if I close my eyes, I'm not going to wake up. So right now, her mother needs to do a complete detox and not drink, especially if she has a colon infection. So she cannot mix her medication with alcohol. Jock is in Chicago on tour, and he did agree it was irresponsible for him to have bookings all the way up until the wedding, but the wedding is going to pay for itself. So he definitely felt some nostalgia vibes because after all these years, people are still bumping It's Going Down, Meet Me at the Mall. Like, we're still bumping that over 10 years later. Of course, that was like the epitome of music for me. I was definitely in my middle school and high school bag with Young Jock music. And then at the end of one set, his best man did a congratulations to him and Kendra. Now, since he is booked all the way up until the wedding, he will not make it out until the morning of the wedding. And he makes a joke that if he does not make it in time, he will have to do a FaceTime wedding. We can still say I do's through the phone. We're not about to do that. This is not flubber. We're not about to get Weibo here to be a stand-in for you. You're going to be at this wedding on time. Safaree and Erica. We are back to their never-ending saga. He's coming over to the house that is obviously set up and staged, and that he's dealing with the aftermath of Erica putting out there that he's not a good father. He doesn't do this. He doesn't do that. And he's saying that whatever she does will never stop him from being a father, right? So he finds it uncomfortable and out of the ordinary for them to not live together. So he doesn't think about what the world thinks of him. He doesn't care what they think of him. He knows what he did, right? So Erica is talking about how she's been doing a lot better since the San Diego reunion. And she's been getting back to being her. And she says, why are you here? Why don't you want me here? No, I'm here to see my family. You don't have a family. You have them. You don't have a family. His kids are his family, Erica. Don't act stupid. Don't do that, okay? I swear, it's like she always comes with a dig with this man that he's not doing what she wants him to do. But yes, those kids are still his family. He's just not in a family with you no more. And their relationship is in limbo, like I said. Erica is looking for a divorce. And then, why are you here? What do you want from me? He got invited to Jock's wedding, and he wanted Erica and Safaree to come together. Why? Because he wants us to be together. You know, he's an optimistic guy. He's all about, true love, and this and that. So we just going to go off the strength of what he likes. She said, okay, we could do that, but let it be clear. Erica and Safaree are not together. And I'm noticing you're not wearing your wedding ring. Erica, neither are you. But he explained his ring that she called a championship ring is a ring design that has his children's name and birthdays. So then she leaves and said, let me know when you want a divorce. I want to be single. Okay? I want to be single. I'm 34, you're 40, you're old. You don't get to live your life no more. I'm going to live my life. It was just a lot of stupidity going back and forth that I do not have time for. Just sign the papers, okay? Whatever, Erica, and whatever, Safaree. Kendra. Kendra is getting fitted for her wedding dress, and Rico has some finishing touches to do. And if her dress is not ready in the next couple of days, she will buy off the rack. That is what she will do. Buy off the rack, okay? And trying to, call Jock to see how he's doing. He's not picking up the phone. She's losing her mind. This was like a build up to everything, like I said before. And why did he have to work all the way up to the week of the wedding? This was just like an episode of Bridezillas. That's what this gave. This whole build up to Kendra's wedding gave me. Bridezilla vibes. Rennie's in South Carolina at her home with her daughter. Her sister comes over. Her brother comes over. And right after whose birthday was it? Oh, her mother's birthday. She went out to South Carolina to celebrate her mother's birthday. Then a couple of days had passed and nobody's heard from her mother. Nobody's seen her, heard from her. They were worried about her. They put out a missing report. And then as soon as they pulled out a missing report, filed one, 45 minutes later, their mother was in a car accident. Now, come to find out, her mom is in a trauma unit. She's not responsive. She's not stable. And since COVID restrictions have limited people coming in visiting throughout the hospital, they can only see her once a day. And today was her brother's turn, and her brother tells her that her kidneys are considered family. They removed the infection in her pancreas. She's doing good. But at the same point in time, this is still a scary moment right now. Our mother could easily be fighting for her life right now. And going back to their history of mother and daughter, how they did not have the best of friends, did not have a best of relationship. She always wishes, anytime they had an argument, a disagreement, she always wanted to say, I love you, Mom, I love you, Mom. And she never did that. So right now, they're just hoping for the best right now. They are pretty much praying through the graves, praying to the gods right now that her mother pulls through. Erica is meeting up with Rich Daddy Dollars. Why? What is this? I don't like this. Please don't do this, okay? And apparently, ever since San Diego, Rich and Erica have been communicating again. They have been back friends. And she loves that they could be friends again. And she's happy, this and that and the third. He's happy. He never thought that him and Erica would be friends again. I don't like this. It's annoying me. Why are we doing this? What is the purpose? Y'all really trying to put New York and Atlanta right now? What purpose does Rich have being on here? I can't find one. Then, wondering if we're going to be friends again, I ain't got to worry about you being a creep. Do you not know who he is, Erica? This is Rich Dallas from the Creep Squad, one of the original members. He will always be a creep. Did you not see how he dogged Mariah Lynn on the recent season of Marriage Boot Camp? Girl. And we went through the whole entire tumultuous relationship between y'all. Like, fine. Other than being friends, he lets her know that he's in Jack's wedding. He's a groomsman. And he wanted to be messy and say, we should go together. Now, of course, since she's saying she's single, she could have easily said, sure. But since she already agreed, for the sake of Jack, to go with Safaree, she's going to go with Safaree and not cross those lines right now. But let it be clear that her and Safaree are not together. Girl, we got it. And, Rich don't make no, he don't waste no time. I mean, I honestly did not like his energy towards Erica at the reunion. The San Diego reunion, I didn't even like how he talked to her, and she allowed it. So, basically, that was it for that. Sierra invited all of her invited her sisters at her house to talk about her mother's drinking. But before she did that, she did let us know that since her and her sisters are still in a not so good place relationship wise, they've decided to come together on a truce for them to just let's put our issues to the side and focus on getting our mother's health back. That's what we need to do. Okay, let's focus on that. So they all come in. Her house still look a mess, not finished. They go to the fireplace, toast some marshmallows, and then her mother comes out of nowhere and say, "We could be the next Kardashians, y'all. That's what we could be." Where did that come from? I'm just saying, like, we were gonna be toasting marshmallows. We should have a drink. So they said, "Mama, can you walk a straight line?" "Yeah." "How many drinks have you had today?" "I had a glass of wine." "How many?" "It doesn't matter. I had wine." So she walks, but she's talking and walking, and she just laughs out of nowhere. And sometimes when you are dealing with an alcoholic, they have uncontrollable laughter. They laugh at the littlest things. It's like a high to them. So she even pulled out a Sutter Home personal bottle out of her purse. And they said, "Mama, what is you doing? Stop this." So she starts to cry, says she wants to do better. She said, "Mommy, we love you. We want you to be here." But her mother did not tell the rest of her sisters about her colon infection. She only told Sierra. And she notices that she cannot take her medication and alcohol. You can't mix medication with alcohol. So in alcoholic fashion, she looks for ways to drink if she was to take her medication. What if I could just drink one glass of wine? What if I just drink this? Could it still mess with it? Yes. She said, "Didn't Jesus drink wine?" Yes, Jesus did drink wine, but Jesus didn't drink wine breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's what he did not do. So basically, she's going to have all of her siblings plus her mother live in her house with her while her mother is getting a complete detox of liquor for her colon infection to heal. We're going to be here all under one roof to see you make a change in your behavior, make a change in your drinking until you get better. Now, Sierra knows her mother. She says every time my mother says she's going to do something, she looks for an excuse to say she can't do it, she can't finish it. This time, she's going to complete it. She's a complete detox, a complete cleanse of all that liquor in her system and take her medication so her colon infection can heal. You will not get better until your colon infection is gone and you come up with a moderation way of drinking or not drinking at all. Go complete cold turkey. You need to finish this out from beginning to end. And when Sierra poured out the wine, I'm like, you better do it. Now it sucks that her mother's in this situation, but if her mother's not going to take any care for herself and it's on her daughter's shoulders, that's a lot. That's a lot for me to tell my own mother, you need to stop drinking for you to get better. And no matter how many times you're saying it, she's not getting it, and you cannot do it for her. She has to do it for herself. But we're going to move on from there. Kendra, it's the morning of the wedding. She is stressed out. Jock isn't answering, so she called his best friend. They made it back to Atlanta. She can breathe. And of course, in wedding traditions, you cannot see each other the day of the wedding. You cannot. The only time you're going to see each other when you're walking down the aisle. I remember when I was getting my makeup done and I had to pull up to my grandma's house. My Vontae literally just pulled up, and I had to duck in my aunt's car because he couldn't see me. I had to go around the back. Spice is getting ready with Justin for Kendra's wedding. She is praying that Mita don't show up and Carly don't show up. Speaking of Carly calls, right? She's getting her makeup done for what reason, I don't know. She's just really trying to eliminate any part of the position or any part of the doing that Spice did for me to come out and say what she said, for Carly to say what she said. She said, "Please, don't come at this wedding. Don't pop up. Don't do it, okay? Don't do it." Because she is still literally like lingering on to what Mita says. She's been messing with Jock ever since 2008, and it's been kind of muddy since 2019, 2021. It's 2022. She's like, "Girl, I don't know what's going on here." Justice like, "What you mean?" "I feel like Mita is still fucking Jock right now." "How do you know?" "Because of what Mita says." Mita could be putting 20 on 10 about the last few years she actually been with Jock, okay? But at the same point in time, we're not about to fool with that, okay? And Carly is just on the phone insinuating, playing on the fact she might pop up, she might say something, she don't care, Jock don't care, and that I don't know why Kendra would feel away if I'm there. Maybe she might think I might upstage her. I mean, I invited her to my engagement party. Your engagement party for a man that you end up divorcing a year later, Carly, that don't mean nothing because you were sending the olive branch or you were sending an invite to invite her to your engagement party doesn't mean she's supposed to take that up and invite you to her wedding when you have done nothing else but to irritate her. You've done nothing else but be messy, be miserable, and always point out that Jock is not ready for this. Jock will never be ready. It doesn't matter to you. Go find something else to do. Don't worry about that. That's none of your business anymore, okay? So, moving on from there, Kendra is getting ready. Rico is behind with the dress. She's texting him and calling him. He was sewing on a last ruffle when she last spoke to him. And then we see Eric and Safaree come in. And then she received a text message that Rico forgot her undergarment, so he had to go back. And now when he said he had to go back and get something, it's almost what, maybe 2.5 hours or an hour left until ceremony starts. She's doing this ugly cry with her makeup on. I'm just like, this is so giving me Brides of the flashbacks. Whenever it comes down to the final day, the final 2 days, the day of the wedding, nothing goes right. The bride is an emotional wreck. She is constantly crying, and that's all Kendra did this episode was cry, cry, cry. And it's like, girl, I get it. I get it. But it was just crazy how much crying that she was doing. Oh, Kendra was completely stressed out. So everybody comes to the wedding. Mama D's here, and she wanted to be here in support of Jock and Kendra, but then saying that her and Ernest are getting divorced. Also, Mama D, I loved your outfit. It gave me Madam T's, but how dare you wear white to another woman's wedding? You don't wear white at a wedding. The bride is the only one to wear white, and it wasn't just her. I saw Shekinah wear a white stole. I seen, was it Spice wear a white stole, or somebody else wore a white stole? It was a whole bunch of furs happening in the wedding party, and I'm just like, I'm with the furs, but why am I seeing white? No, nobody should wear white. Why are y'all wearing white? That's so rude. You don't do that. Um, Seeing everybody come in, it is what it is. Of course, you know, Erica had to keep reminding us that while her and Safaree are arriving together, they're not together. Girl, we get it. Sierra makes it as one of the bridesmaids, and she recognizes that Kendra is not dressed. And then they want to call Rico. Rico, where you at? Rico, where you at? They give him directions, and then he's pulling up. It's about 20 minutes left until the ceremony starts. Rico was cutting it extremely close. Okay, having to work on the dress. Her dress did look beautiful. We did see Jack's twin girls in the wedding. I obviously Cena wasn't about to let them girls be in the wedding, no matter how petty she was. She was not about to do that. Then of course seeing Jock watch his daughters come down the aisle, he looked very emotional. It's always a beautiful moment, right? So after walking down the aisle, we see Sierra walk with Rich, right? Rich sees Erica and Safaree sitting next to each other, and he was like, I heard from Erica that they're not getting back together, but I'm seeing them together at this wedding. It's a little bit weird. It's not weird. You know, this was for pretenses, okay? These are pretense. This is for the show. Obviously, this is for something else that you might have coming up between Erica this season. So we are not even about to go into that. Um, Kendra's walking down the aisle. She looks so beautiful. Her and Jock look so happy together. Yes, their courtship, their relationship was not on the good wavelength. They have been through a lot of ups and downs, but they're so happy. They're so in love, and they're getting ready to go into the vows, right? But before that, the preacher has to always say, if there's anybody who does not believe these two people should not be married, please speak now or forever hold your peace. And Spice is literally like, oh my God, Carly, Mita, do not show up. Do not show up. Don't do it. Don't do it. Then somebody else yelled out and say, hey, hold up. I got something to say. I got something to say. And it ended right then and there. I don't know who it was. I believe when I watched the clips on Instagram, they said comedian Courtney Wayne come in, so he gonna say something. Then Next episode, we'll get to the whole saga between Bambi, Scrap, and Mama D, and then the whole alleged baby that's gonna come out by Jock, and there's a mistress out there, a mess, okay, a complete and utter mess. But that was pretty much the end of the episode. Nothing much, nothing fancy. That's all I have. Please stay tuned for the next video, and I'm gonna see you guys later. Bye.